Well, this weekend marks a milestone in the Glazer family's ownership of Manchester United. It's 20 years since the Americans officially took control of one of the world's biggest football clubs.
Yeah, this was a hugely controversial takeover funded by placing United into hundreds of millions of pounds worth of debt. It angered many fans who've continually protested, calling for them to go. David Chisnall looks back now on the rocky ride of the Glazers' time in charge.
It was all smiles for Malcolm Glazer after buying Manchester United, but his takeover 20 years ago sparked fury from the fans. A £790 million deal funded by loans secured against the club saw United go from being debt-free to owing hundreds of millions of pounds. The anger of supporters clear to see as the Americans' three sons had to be escorted away from Old Trafford in a police van back in 2005.
We understand the skepticism. We understand when there's change, there's uncertainty. But it's going to be business as usual.
He'll go before us. If it takes 1 year, 10 years, 12 years, we'll still be here.
But 2 decades on, and after continued protests from the fans, the Glazers have gone nowhere. Despite winning multiple Premier League and the Champions League under Sir Alex Ferguson, since his departure in 2013, the club's success has been on a downward spiral. Last season's 15th place finish in the Premier League under Ruben Amorim, their worst in the top flight for nearly 50 years.
20 years of the Glazers has been a disaster, and for a lot of Manchester United supporters it's been horrific. When the takeover happened 20 years ago, 95% of Manchester United supporters were fervently against it.
Despite 20 years of repayments, United's finances still show big debts.
It's got borrowings of more than £700 million. It owes more than £400 million in unpaid transfer fees. More than £1 billion has gone out of the club in terms of interest payments, dividend payments to the shareholders, of which the Glazers have been major beneficiaries.
The Glazers have taken millions out of the club, but under them United's revenue has increased fourfold to £660 million, and around £2 billion has been spent on players.
Yes, they spent a lot of money on football players, but what they bought were commercial assets. They bought players that would sell shirts and not necessarily better the football. And, you know, that's where we are now. The football's horrendous. It's 20 years of hardship for Man United fans, and it's got to end.
In 2024, fans were given a glimmer of hope to an end when Failsworth-born United fan Sir Jim Ratcliffe bought a 27% stake in the club for around £1.25 billion. But after taking over the football operation, the billionaire has made himself just as unpopular as the Glazers, with cost-cutting decisions from redundancies to ticket price rises.
He's made even more draconian moves. He's moved supporters who have supported the club all their lives, generations of families. He's moved them out with their seats. He's basically said to them, you're out with those seats now, and we're going to sell those seats as corporate seats, and that's disgraceful.
Ratcliffe claims changes are needed for the club to become profitable again, but United legend Eric Cantona has accused the ownership of trying to destroy the club. The Frenchman is now one of the co-owners at the non-league side FC United, a club set up by United fans and happy with the Glazers' takeover in 2005.
It's a great one. Young history, but a great history.
Well, United declined to comment on the Glazers' 20 years. The club is currently consulting supporters on a proposed new £2 billion redevelopment of Old Trafford. Many of the club's fans want new ownership rather than a new stadium. But after a turbulent 20 years, the Glazers show no signs of selling. David Chisnall, ITV News, Old Trafford.
Hard to believe it's been 20 years. I remember the takeover like it was yesterday. Incredible stuff.
We're getting old.
Oh, yeah.